Women do this all the time, but few men understand what it means. Women are often described as complex, mysterious, and enigmatic. While these descriptions may sound cliched, they stem from a reality that many men encounter daily. One of these subtle mysteries lies in the way women communicate beyond words. Touch, glances, tone shifts. These are all part of a rich, nuanced language that women often use instinctively. But one particular behavior stands out: the subtle, seemingly casual gestures that women do all the time, yet few men truly understand. Imagine this scenario. You're sitting across from a woman at a cafe. She's smiling, engaged in the conversation, when she gently taps your arm while laughing at your joke. You might think, she's just being friendly. And perhaps she is. But often, these gestures carry a deeper meaning, one rooted in emotional intelligence, social bonding, and sometimes even attraction. Let's dive into this phenomenon, unraveling the layers of meaning behind these subtle gestures that women employ and why they matter more than you might think. The language of touch. Touch is one of the oldest forms of communication, predating spoken language. From infancy, humans rely on touch to bond, seek comfort, and convey emotions. Women, who tend to have more developed social and emotional intelligence, often use touch as a silent form of expression. 1. Sign of comfort and connection. When a woman lightly touches your arm during a conversation, it often signals a sense of comfort and trust. This gesture indicates she feels safe in your presence and values the interaction. The touch might be brief, but the emotional message it conveys is profound. For many women, touch is a way to create a bridge between two people, turning a simple conversation into a moment of genuine connection. Imagine a group of friends at a dinner party. Watch closely, and you'll notice women often reach out with subtle gestures. A hand on the shoulder during a shared laugh, a light touch on the forearm while giving advice. These moments are not random. They reflect the woman's emotional state and her desire to connect on a deeper level. 2. Emphasis and engagement. Touch can also serve as an amplifier during conversations. When a woman wants to emphasize a point, she might touch your hand, as if to underline her words without saying more. This tactic is especially common when discussing something personal or emotionally significant. For instance, if she's recounting a childhood memory or sharing an insight about her dreams, that gentle tap on your arm isn't just a reflex, it's an invitation. It says, "Listen closely. This matters to me." Men who understand this nuance can engage more meaningfully, responding not just to words but to the emotional weight behind them. The psychology behind the gesture. These seemingly insignificant touches are deeply rooted in psychology. The release of oxytocin, often dubbed the bonding hormone, plays a significant role. Oxytocin is released during physical contact, promoting feelings of trust and closeness. For women, this hormone plays a crucial role in social interactions. When she touches your arm, she might be unconsciously seeking to strengthen the emotional bond. It's her mind's way of reinforcing positive feelings associated with your presence. When touch signals interest. Not every touch is romantic, but some are. Recognizing the difference requires attentiveness and context. Repeated, lingering touches often indicate a level of attraction. A woman who frequently finds reasons to touch your arm, adjust an imaginary speck of lint on your sleeve, or playfully nudge you might be signaling interest. Body language experts suggest looking for patterns. If she combines touch with sustained eye contact, playful teasing, and subtle mirroring of your posture, these are classic signs of flirtation. Men who overlook these signals may miss opportunities to deepen connections that could lead to meaningful relationships. Cultural and personal variations. Touch isn't universal in its meaning. Cultural backgrounds significantly influence how women use touch in communication. In some cultures, physical touch is a common and expected part of social interactions. In others, it is reserved for close relationships. Additionally, personality plays a role. More extroverted women might use touch more freely, while introverted individuals may limit such gestures to moments of high emotional significance. Understanding these nuances requires patience and observation. Misinterpretations and missteps. While understanding the meaning behind these touches can enhance interactions, it's essential to avoid overanalyzing or misinterpreting gestures. Assuming every touch signifies attraction can lead to uncomfortable situations. Respect and empathy should guide interpretations. When unsure, consider the context and other body language cues. A touch accompanied by a warm smile, An engaged posture likely signals positive feelings. Conversely, a touch followed by a step back or closed-off body language might indicate a more platonic interaction. The emotional intelligence advantage. Men who develop emotional intelligence find it easier to understand and respond to these subtle cues. Active listening, observation, and empathy are key components. By tuning into these signals, men can navigate social interactions with greater ease and foster deeper, more authentic connections. Consider the story of Jake and Emily. Jake, a self-proclaimed clueless guy, never paid attention to Emily's subtle touches during their conversations. He assumed she was just friendly. It wasn't until Emily directly expressed her feelings that Jake realized those touches had been her way of signaling interest for months. This anecdote illustrates the importance of being present and attentive to nonverbal communication. Beyond romantic contexts, understanding these gestures isn't just useful in dating scenarios. Women use touch to communicate across various relationships, friendships, family bonds, and professional interactions. A comforting pat on the back during a tough day at work or a reassuring squeeze of the hand during a heartfelt conversation carries significant emotional weight. In friendships, such gestures convey solidarity and support. In professional settings, they might indicate encouragement or camaraderie, though cultural and organizational norms around physical contact should always be respected. Practical tips for men. Stay present. Avoid distractions and focus on the interaction. Subtle gestures are easy to miss if your mind wanders. Observe patterns. A single touch might be casual, but repeated, consistent gestures often signal deeper meanings. Respect boundaries. Always gauge the other person's comfort level. If physical contact seems unwelcome, maintain a respectful distance. Respond thoughtfully. If you sense positive intent, reciprocate with a genuine smile or a similar gesture to reinforce the connection. Ask when unsure. If the relationship is established, there's no harm in lightheartedly acknowledging the gesture. I noticed you touched my arm earlier. Were you emphasizing a point, or just making sure I was paying attention? The silent language of touch, especially as women use it, is a powerful tool for emotional expression and connection. Far from being random or insignificant, these gestures often convey comfort, interest, empathy, or attraction. By developing greater awareness and emotional intelligence, men can better understand these signals, leading to richer, more meaningful interactions. The next time a woman touches your arm, pause for a moment. Look beyond the surface and consider the context, her body language, and the flow of the conversation. In that brief gesture, you might discover a world of unspoken feelings, bridging the gap between the obvious and the extraordinary in human connection.